GLP-1s like Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy could help you lose 20 kilograms, if not more. But that doesn't mean you automatically look better at the end. A lot of men expect to look like Henry Cavill in Superman, but end up looking like Brad Pitt in Fight Club, when really you want to look like Brad Pitt in Troy. So here's what happens and how you can stop it. You hear the GLP-1 success stories everywhere. The appetite's disappeared, the food noise has stopped, your face is changing slightly, you're getting compliments about it, and your clothes are starting to get baggy. Finally. And you think, just wait, the physique is coming. Soon as this layer of fat melts, I'm going to look like an Adonis underneath. Months pass, and instead of looking like Ryan Reynolds in Blade or Rocky, my ideal one, Henry Cavill, instead you end up looking like the failed panna cottas from MasterChef. Everything's a little bit blobby, everything's spilling out the sides a little bit, even though you've been on GLP-1s for some time. Suddenly you're right back where you were before you went on the drug to begin with. You don't want to take your top off in front of people. You are not feeling confident with how you look. You are wondering, how did I get this far down the line, taking this drug, and not magically look like Superman at the end of it? Here's the truth I want you to really embody. Muscle isn't waiting underneath the fat. Unless you've got a great history of training hard and successfully building muscle, or your family genetics are old Italian farmers that can deadlift cars and throw sheep uphill, things like that. The weight you need to lose, like I've heard many guys say, is not all muscle underneath. You have to build that muscle. You have to earn the right to look like Henry Cavill. I'm going to stop saying Henry Cavill all the time in a minute. You should aim to have the level of muscle mass on your frame that makes you happy with your physique. No one should force you to try and look like Ronnie Coleman or even Ronnie Pickering at the other end of the spectrum. You want your frame to look athletic, to look masculine, to look dominant, and to look good in and out of clothes. Rapid weight loss without the right structure shrinks the frame that you're trying to build on. This happens because if you are on a GLP-1, your appetite has dropped and you're eating less food, you are likely eating less protein. You're giving your body less of the building block to build and maintain muscle. You may have less energy whilst you're on GLP-1s, which means you're not going to the gym as often, or you're not progressing like you previously have done. And if you're in your 40s, your hormones, testosterone, growth hormone are already declining. If you are overweight, your insulin, your glucagon and other hormones are completely out of whack. So therefore, you're not in the best hormonal environment to look amazing at the end of your journey. Instead of revealing a ton of muscle underneath, you end up looking softer, flatter, you feel more tired, you don't get lean, you get skinny fat. So here's how we can avoid that. You need a different approach. You can't just take the drug and hope that it's going to magically fix everything. These are powerful tools, and I have a lot of respect and a lot of love for GLP-1s, dual agonists, and the triple agonists that are coming out like retatrutide. You'll see these mentioned in magazines like Men's Health all the time now, biohackers microdosing them. They're incredible tools. And this is coming from someone who's been in the fat loss industry for 17 years, working with people naturally until very, very recently. I think they're amazing, and I'm very glad they're on the market, and I think they have the potential to change the world. If they're not used correctly, we're going to end up with a lot of skinny fat people, a lot of ill people, and a lot of people that don't even complete the amount of time they're meant to be on them because they can't handle the side effects. So here's the 3 things you need to do to avoid the Ozempic skinny fat look. Number 1, you need to train for shape. Training to lose weight is possible. You do burn calories in the gym. You do create an environment outside of the gym to lose weight, but you need to make sure there's muscle under there that we can see. You'll see some of my old transformations, whether that was working for UP or the things I've done myself, or even recently the other gym that I worked for. We need to hold on to the muscle mass that is underneath the fat, build upon it at the same time, which is possible to do in a calorie deficit, and shed the layers of fat that are hiding the muscle that's waiting for you. If you just train in the gym, throw weights around for high reps, try and do every single body part every session, if you do massive CrossFit hero workouts for time and you're trying to create a massive puddle of sweat at the end that you can take your photo of and shove it on Instagram and say something along the lines of, I don't know, you don't want it hard enough, or my warm-up is your workout, stupid bravado, things like that aren't helping you build the frame that you want, you are making a major mistake by following those patterns. You are also making a mistake by trying to follow bodybuilder style workouts. Mr. Olympia's workout is very different to what you need if you are on GLP-1s. 2 to 3 times a week, training your full body, working every single muscle within that. So that means something for your chest, that means something for your back, that means something for your lower body, that means maybe getting something overhead, and then working on the smaller muscle groups that you want to look better, such as arms, abs, shoulders, etc. As well as trying to make sure we're not creating any imbalances. So structural work, the right balance of posterior to anterior style training, these things all need to be taken into account if you want to build the frame that you're dreaming of for GLP-1s to help you reveal. Protein, as I've said many times throughout my videos, is non-negotiable. If there's any of the 3 macros, which are protein, fat, and carbs, that you need to be prioritizing, whether you're on GLP-1s or not, it's your protein. Protein is a chain of amino acids, which, funny enough, is also what these GLP-1s are. That's what the natural hormone in your body is made of. That's a synthetic hormone that they've put into these drugs. They are blocks of amino acids in the right order. There's not really anything unnatural about them, so I don't know why people get so scared. But without protein, you are going to limit the amount of muscle mass you can build and maintain. It builds your hormones, it builds your peptide hormones, because again, they're built from amino acids. Helps your immune system, if I haven't already said that, brain function, liver health, detoxification throughout your body, cellular health. It's the building blocks of your entire being. So why would you then negate your protein intake? Protein is non-negotiable. And then recover as hard as you train. You go into the gym for an hour at a time, tops. You don't need mammoth workouts. No one needs to be training for 90 minutes unless it's for a particular 90-minute event. You get in 45 minutes to an hour and then you're out. There are clients I've worked with that do incredible workouts in 20 to 30 minutes. And again, that doesn't mean we're just trying to get a massive sweat and do loads of exercises in that small time frame that they've got. It's smart training instead of hard, but also training fucking hard. But you need to recover outside of the gym. This is where the magic actually happens. Not about how many calories you burn during the session. It's what you can burn outside of the session. And you will not burn a higher calorie rate outside of the session if you are stressed, not sleeping, eating junk food all the time, and sneaking alcohol in as well. So again, the GLP-1s are going to take care of some of that, but you have to take care of the rest of it. GLP-1s are not going to help you sleep better magically out of nowhere. They're not going to limit the amount of stress that you're experiencing. They're not going to make you get out for a 10,000 step walk without thinking about it. You have to recover. So that means sleep, limited stress, lifestyle habits that support the journey that you're on. That means the right food. That means the right social network. That means avoiding things that make you angry because that could trigger you to go on a binge. Just because you're on these GLP-1s, and I'll cover this in another video, doesn't mean that you're always going to have zero appetite. If you're doing the right dosage, you might notice that when it comes round to your dosing schedule again, like the day before, your appetite is increased. So if you haven't got the right structure in place to avoid binging the day before you're meant to redose, or you haven't got the right structure in place to avoid stress and staying up till 1 a.m. and all the things that are going to affect your hormones and your recovery and your chance of building an amazing frame, then you are wasting your time being on these drugs. Like I've said before, I hate that these things are called skinny jabs, because who the fuck wants to be skinny? You want to be strong, you want to be lean, you want to be healthy. Hormonally, if you are under 15% body fat, you're in some of the healthiest demographics on the planet. 20% and over, diminishing returns. 30%, you are a ticking time bomb for major health issues. So we need to get that fat off your frame, but we need to make sure there is muscle waiting to be seen. And that doesn't come by accident. The goal of going on GLP-1s isn't to become smaller. It's to become leaner, more athletic if you do the right training, a visible muscle on your frame, to have more energy and therefore a better presence and mood in your day-to-day life. GLP-1s can get you there, but only if you use them properly. Hopefully I've given you some things to think about in this video. If you want to know more, if you want to dive deeper into the correct usage of GLP-1s and how to set up your lifestyle to support muscle gain, to support hormonal optimization, it's not how you say it, but that's how we say it when we come from Essex, to boost your libido, to improve your relationship with your kids, with your wife, with your colleagues, and to feel like you're actually moving somewhere in your life, that's what you can do, rather than just worrying about weight loss. And I can help you do that. If you go in the caption or in my bio, you'll see the link to join the age-proof weekly dose. This is where I give you all the information you need to successfully lose weight whilst on GLP-1s, or the benefits of jumping on them if you are considering them, how you can support your lifestyle properly to have the most successful journey whilst you're on these drugs. This is something the rest of the fitness industry isn't doing, because they're already arguing that these things shouldn't exist because it stops you doing the work. You still have to do the work. You need the right dosage of the drug and you need the right support, and that's what I'm here to help you do.